Again, I'm telling you,
On
this
April
serious
1, with the Philippine
problem.
flag behind him, President Rodrigo Duterte tells the police and military,
shoot them dead. Tindahan na yun. Patay. Kaysa maggulo kayo dyan, di ilibing ko na kayo.
outrage over Duterte's remarks is swift. Shock and anger flood social media timelines. President Duterte had wished death on people before. Drug addicts, priests, communists. He even said journalists deserve to be assassinated. But not like this. Not during a pandemic, and not against ordinary folks who defy the lockdown to protest because they are hungry and jobless. Real people online call for the president's ouster. Hashtag Oust Duterte Now trends worldwide with almost 500,000 tweets. 2 days later, on April 3, Duterte denies he issued a shoot-to-kill order.
I never said in public, shoot to kill, period. Sinabi ko, if you think that your life is in danger, unahan mo na patayin mo.
But by then, widespread online protests had already snowballed. How did this start? Rappler's data team collects a sample of 15,000 tweets that mention Duterte and related words from March 30 to April 2, 2020, and clustered these according to topic using natural language processing. Rappler works with US-based Graphica, which dives into the hashtags that trended. While critical tweets against the Duterte administration peak in April, frustrations reached near boiling point on March 30. It is the first Monday after Duterte signed a law granting himself special powers, and the nation is eager for updates. Filipinos are told to expect a message from the president around 4 p.m. Many wait. 7 hours later, past 11 p.m., Duterte's recorded message goes live.
May mga doktor na, mga nurses, attendants na matay. Sila yung nasawi ang buhay para lang makatulong sa kapwa. Napakaswerte nila. Namatay sila para sa bayan.
The statement, intending to praise health workers who risk their lives, quickly backfires. Doctors, nurses, and health workers say they do not need this sort of praise from the president. Filipinos on Twitter call the president out, saying he should not romanticize their deaths and that the remark is insensitive to medical workers. But it didn't end there. Always late, the president and his staff pushed it too far, giving birth to hashtag Duterte Standard Time. Funny and dripping with sarcasm, the hashtag is effective. It shows the lack of concrete plans in the president's speeches. It opens up issues of competence. Aside from romanticizing the deaths of health workers and hashtag Duterte Standard Time, another hashtag sets up the perfect storm. Hashtag Protect Vico. On March 18, administration officials and supporters blast popular Pasig Mayor Vico Sotto for allowing tricycle drivers to operate while Luzon was on lockdown. Vico Sotto is a rarity in Philippine politics. The scion of a political and showbiz family, he is seen to be walking the talk of good governance, the core of his campaign promise. His detractors include blogger propagandist Mocha Uson, who calls Sotto pabebe or childish on her Facebook page. Uson's page has a following of around 5 million users. This is an old modus by the Duterte propaganda network. Officials around Duterte hit perceived critics on the ground, while online supporters pound them en masse. The attempt is not met with the usual silence. Hashtag Protect Vico quickly trends online, generating over 37,000 tweets from almost 22,900 users. It then boomerangs into an online campaign targeting Mocha Uson, with users encouraging everyone to report her blog on Facebook in an attempt to close it down. On March 20, her Facebook page becomes unavailable. People speculate she might have deactivated the page herself.
I am ordering all LGUs.
On March 20, the president tells local government units to stand down. Though he does not name Sotto, many believe it was directed at the young mayor. This triggers widespread protests online, pushing hashtag #ProtectVico to trend. Over 80% of the accounts have between 100 to 1,000 followers, and over 65% of accounts produce just one tweet, using either or possibly both combination of hashtags. The data suggests hashtag #ProtectVico and hashtag #Mokauson is over party were largely organic, with little signs of manipulation. This lays the groundwork for the widespread dissatisfaction we see online on April 1. Hours before Duterte's April 1 speech, the National Bureau of Investigation summons the young mayor. The NBI says he may have violated the Bayanihan Act, the law which grants Duterte special powers. The Duterte diehard supporters go into full battle mode. Notorious for their coordinated campaigns, the DDS pummel critics and whitewash the government's lapses. This time, their usual roar turns to a whimper in the deluge of criticism. By the time Duterte delivers his April 1 speech, public sentiment against him reaches unprecedented heights. Hashtag #OustDuterte now trends worldwide on Twitter at 9 p.m., the same hour as his speech, generating 500,000 tweets. Analysis by Graphica shows hashtag #OustDuterte now is a largely organic movement with little signs of manipulation. The mapping of the hashtag shows a wide range of interest groups engaging with the hashtag. While some users were from the Philippine opposition and activists, most were from interest groups like Philippine K-pop, celebrity fan groups, LGBT groups, Western pop celebrities, and Philippine culture, celebrities, and music. These are users who typically do not discuss politics, suggesting wider online dissatisfaction beyond the usual activists. The hashtag #OustDuterte map is sparse and loosely connected, lacking the density typical of politically coordinated accounts. Graphica also finds out that about 80% of the accounts that participated have more than 100 followers, and over 60% of these accounts produce just one tweet using hashtag #OustDuterte. The most shared tweets using hashtag #OustDuterte also did not originate from influential or celebrity accounts, but were posts from ordinary people that went viral. Duterte's supporters tried several times to resort to old efforts of drowning conversations with praises of the president and mobbing perceived enemies. At the peak of the online outrage against Duterte, hashtag #IStandWithThePresident also trends online, generating more than 130,000 tweets. But this is largely drowned out by hashtag #OustDuterte now. On April 10, Twitter takes down hundreds of accounts defending the Duterte administration's response to the pandemic. These include hashtag #IStandWithThePresident and hashtag #YesToABS-CBN shutdown. Twitter says the accounts violated Twitter's policies against platform manipulation and spamming. This includes posting duplicate content across multiple accounts, making duplicate or multiple accounts, and sending a large number of unsolicited replies or mentions. As the coronavirus pandemic rages, political analysts say the outbreak may be Duterte's biggest test yet. The week before his State of the Nation address, the COVID-19 curve shows no sign of flattening, with cases passing the 68,000 mark. Ateneo School of Government Dean Ronald Mendoza says the government's, quote, seeming insensitivity to ordinary working citizens who were under quarantine, combined with, quote, delayed income support, makes the government look disconnected from reality. A week before SONA, Duterte remained steadfast in his view of the pandemic as a law enforcement problem.
We'll have to ask our police to be more strict. Sa hulihin talaga. A little shame would put them on notice forever.
This despite a study that shows 91% of Filipinos wear masks outdoors. University of the Philippines political science professor Ella Atienza says the president's leadership style appears not fit for this crisis. This quote requires reliance on experts and stakeholders and making sure people are not left behind. The pandemic has changed the agenda for the rest of President Duterte's term. She adds, quote, he will now be judged based on what he and his administration had done and did not do during the pandemic.